What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rockit and Reidsville show. I'm your host, Montana Brown. We got our boy Charles Rourke behind the camera, and we are shooting live from the carriage house at the Penthouse at 324 Maple Avenue in Reidsville, North Carolina. We got a great show in store for you today, especially if you're interested in real estate development within the city of Reidsville. But first, I want to go over a few other events and put them on your radar. To kick it off, starting this Saturday, August 16th, we are continuing the free Reidsville Summer Concert Series with an up-and-coming country artist by the name of Ryan Perry. Ryan is a talented young musician out of Western North Carolina that has worked with the likes of Tracy Lawrence, Colt Ford, Toby Keith, Jamie Johnson, and Ronnie Dunn. His new album, Unapologetic, is fresh off the presses. He's going to be playing a mixture of his original songs as well as some of your favorite country classics from the last decade. Again, this event is free. We encourage you to bring your family and lawn chairs so that you can get comfortable and enjoy the evening. Alcohol will be provided by the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce Beer and Wine Garden, as well as Lucky City Brewing. There will also be an abundance of food trucks and games for the kids. This will likely be our largest concert of the year, so we hope to see you there starting at 7 p.m. Staying on topic of music downtown, our next summer concert series in Market Square is going to be taking place on September 27th and will be a band by the name of Spiderwebs. All you grunge and ska fans, make sure to come out as they're going to be playing hits from Gwen Stefani, No Doubt, and the like. Again, this event is free. Alcohol, food, and games will be available at the event. And we're just going to keep on trucking. So Reidsville's annual Food, Art, and Brew Festival, also known as Fab Fest, will be returning on Saturday, October 18th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This year, the city has really taken the lead in planning the festival, and I can personally guarantee you it is going to be bigger and better than ever. There will be plenty of artists and vendors to shop with, tons of food trucks with a variety of food, as well as we have a new and improved kids zone with some of the coolest inflatables that you've ever seen in your life. We've also booked a rock climbing wall, axe throwing, stilt walkers, a classic car exhibition, touch a truck, competitions, and various performances throughout the day. The night's going to be capped off by our headlining artist, which will be chairman of the board, and they're going to play hits like their single, Give Me Just a Little More Time. So if you're interested in being a vendor, you can contact me or Robin Yount with the city of Reidsville. We'll put up a graphic on the screen for you. And I also want to tell you that there are still opportunities to sponsor the festival. This year, we have revamped our packages to offer more than ever before. There truly is a big bang for your buck. If you're interested, again, feel free to call me at any point in time to talk about it. With that being said, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors that are helping make Fab Festival possible this year. Our platinum sponsors are First East Pizza, Impex Auto, as well as Dry Lock Technologies. And our gold sponsors are All South Renovations and Acclaim Federal Credit Union. Now I know I just threw a ton of information at you, but we are going to move on to our main course for the day. Coming up on September 16th, the city will be partnering with the Chamber of Commerce to put on what we are titling Java and Jargon, Making the UDO Make Sense. It's going to be happening here in the carriage house at the Penthouse at 324 Maple Avenue from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. We're going to be discussing the city's new Unified Development Ordinance. So here to speak on it, I have another one of my favorite coworkers with the city, Planning and Community Development Director, Mrs. Drew Bigelow. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm living the dream. Thank you so much for being here today and talking about this. For those of you that don't know, Drew is the city's new Planning and Development Director. How long have you been in that position for?
Going on about 2 months now, since the middle of June.
But who's counting? 2 months and killing it. For real, for real.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So can you tell me a little bit about this Java and Jargon event?
Sure. So as you stated, it will be in September. The UDO project has been in the works for the past 18 months or so. This Java and Jargon event is an opportunity for the public to come hear what we've done for the project so far, to get involved, give a little bit of feedback, get some of their questions answered. The morning will start off with breakfast. We will have a facts and fiction session with City Manager Summer Moore, and then we'll move into a series of panel discussions and networking opportunities with council and with staff. We'll have a couple of developers from the community who will be there to answer questions. We're also going to have real estate agents there as well to answer any questions, to give some feedback. The goal of the Java and Jargon event is really to provide an outlet for feedback. but also to plan ahead for the next 3 to 4 months as we approach the adoption of the UDO.
So, what is the UDO?
So the UDO stands for Unified Development Ordinance. A Unified Development Ordinance is a single cohesive document that compiles all of the development regulations for a specific jurisdiction, in this case, the city of Reidsville. We currently have 5 or 6 different documents with all of our regulations kind of spread out throughout those documents. So we have a zoning ordinance that details the zoning districts, your use types, the processes for development, whether that's a new subdivision, a new site plan, commercial or residential. We also have subdivision regulations, addressing ordinances, floodplain ordinances, watershed ordinances, and they're, like I said, dispersed across a number of different documents. So the UDO will compile all of those into a single document that is user-friendly, accessible online. It will also help to eliminate some of the maybe discrepancies that we have in our current ordinances and in our current documents. Over the years, staff has amended them as needed. So there are a few things that need to just be updated across the board.
So, what is the purpose of this Unified Development Ordinance?
So I kind of just mentioned a little bit that we're looking to update everything. When we started this project about 18 months ago, we looked at everything that we currently had. To be quite frank, things were a little bit outdated. So we wanted to modernize, we wanted to design our ordinance to be more development friendly, remove some of the red tape. The feedback that we consistently got from the public was that it's really hard to develop in Reidsville, whether you're commercial or residential. It can be really hard to navigate our ordinances. They aren't always clear. Sometimes they lead you in the wrong direction. So the purpose of the UDO is to make all of that easier for the public, for developers. If you're trying to come to Reidsville, you'll have a clear path to development. You won't have to worry about any of the red tape, jumping through the excessive hoops. And it's an opportunity for staff to come into alignment with what we see for the future of Reidsville.
So, why is the city doing this project now?
Well, our current ordinances are from the 80s. So it's been 40 years or so that we've pieced things together as we've needed to. The feedback that we've gotten from the public kind of emphasized a desire to update everything and to, like I said, modernize. So we started sending out RFPs, RFQs to get someone, a code right authority, to come in and help us update everything. As we kind of got into the process, we began stakeholder interviews. We talked to the public about what they wanted to see. We realized that the goals for the future with our land use plan really weren't realized in our current ordinances. So we are hoping to bring everything together so that we don't have the inconsistencies that we've seen throughout the years. And with staff in particular, we have struggled to kind of find that middle ground between what's best for the city, what's best for the public, and we really hope that the UDO will kind of facilitate that going forward.
You know, aside from it being, I guess, 40 years since it's really been updated, would you also think that just, you know, the age of development that we're in, the increased development that we're seeing in Reidsville is also playing a part in this?
I would, yeah. With the number of housing that we have coming in the next 5 years, you know, we're looking at anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 houses, maybe even more. The interest that I've seen, you know, on the staff side from not only local businesses, but national retailers wanting to come to Reidsville, this should help facilitate that. You know, with the expansion of Reidsville, looking 10 years ahead, we could approach something, you know, more like a Burlington or like a Mebane. But we really need the ordinances to be in place to facilitate that.
Gotcha. And if I'm correct, this doesn't have anything really to do with building code, correct?
That is correct. So the ordinances that we have, our local ordinances, they are completely separate from building code. They can help facilitate some of the development process that is related to building code, but ultimately building code is something separate that we can't amend, we can't adjust. So these ordinances will not change building code, but they will help to make the development process a little bit smoother, streamline things, remove some of that red tape, make it easier overall.
So where can people find out more information about the Unified Development Ordinance process? Is there like a website people can go to ask questions or look at information?
Yeah, so we do have a website. Internally, staff has dubbed the project Reboot Reidsville. We use that name because we really want it to be not just an update, but kind of a revitalization of what we currently have. So if you go to www.rebootreidsville.com, you can see all of the steps. There are 7 steps in the process. You can see all of the documents that we currently have, the documents that have been reviewed, that staff has provided feedback on. So you can kind of see where we're currently at in the process. You can also access information about the stakeholders that were interviewed, everything that we've done up to this point, and kind of see where the process is headed into, the end of the year, beginning of next year. Hopefully we will have something adopted by the end of the year. That's hopefully, with implementation maybe February of next year.
Thank you. That's a lot of information. We could really dive deep into this and it would take probably a couple of hours. But we don't have that kind of time today. That's why we want to encourage you again to come to the Java and Jargon, making the UDO make sense. This is again going to be happening on September 16th at the Penn House from 8:30 to 11 a.m. It is open to the public, but you must RSVP. You can either RSVP through our Facebook pages, you can contact my office, or you can also contact the chamber to RSVP. Breakfast and coffee will be served on a first come, first served basis. We would love to see you there. It's going to be a great opportunity to come and find out the direction of development in Reidsville. You'll be able to ask questions directly. You can talk to your local elected officials and let them know how you feel about this process. We really want to see as many people come out as possible.
We also have a email that we've set up through the city that you can submit your questions to in advance. That email is udo@reidsvillenc.gov. So if you'd like to submit any questions, or if you have any questions that you just absolutely can't wait to have answered at the forum in September, you can go ahead and shoot those over to us now. Staff will get back to you. We can incorporate them into the forum presentation, into the panel questions. But please, any questions you have, any feedback that you have, go ahead and send that over to us. Again, that's udo@reidsvillenc.gov.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, that is all that we have for you today. Drew, thank you so much for joining us and talking about the UDO and Reboot Reidsville, as well as Java and Jargon. Again, I'm just going to say it one more time. Java and Jargon, September 16th at the Penn House, 8:30 to 11 a.m. You must RSVP, but we want to see you come out. Again, it's all we have. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Charles, for working so hard behind the camera. And we'll see you next time.